hate puppies. It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened. What's going on, everybody? You know where you are. You're inside the Pallet House. Glad to have you here.
Once again.
We've got a throwback show tonight. A very small crew.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, exactly. How's everyone else doing? That's about right.
Yep.
That's about right. We got Troy and I here tonight.
Kicking it old school once again.
Yeah, it's an Ely free episode.
I know the listeners
EFE.
want more Troy free.
I've actually had a couple people say that they like the Ely free episodes, which
really?
I'm not among them.
No, you and I do not like doing it this way.
I think those people are wrong.
They would be wrong.
I do believe that Ely brings a little something to the table.
A lot of our listeners are wrong.
Mostly aggression. So actually,
Truth.
The opening song here, as many know, that is our boy right there. That is Taylor Carson throwing it down. And Taylor has a new album that just came out, and he's been touring.
He's been killing it.
Actually, he's having a great little run right now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for him. And he did a show the other night. He's touring with a guy named Stephen Kellogg. Those that know Stephen Kellogg know he's a pretty big name. He's a
Of the
solid
cereal
dude.
Kellogg's?
No.
I feel like that was an Ely joke I summoned up from somewhere.
Well done. You're like, yeah, I know that guy. The Frosted Flake Tiger guy, right?
He's awesome.
He's pretty cool, dude. But I was listening to the Counting Crows podcast the other day. It's like Adam Duritz, the lead singer of Counting Crows, does a podcast.
Round here.
And not what it's called. And and they started talking about Taylor.
That's awesome.
It was really.
Now, did you know this before you were listening to it, or are you just a Counting Crows podcast listener?
I am a Counting Crows mark, but I don't listen to the podcast that often because it's more of him just sitting around with another buddy and they kind of just play different songs and talk about what's going on, and it's good, but it's no ITPH. That's for sure.
It's not. You really shouldn't expect that. That's kind of on you.
Yeah, like he's good at other things.
Yeah, if you're going to compare his podcast, I mean, you can't compare our band to his.
I would say that our band is not as good.
Yeah, definitely. So he's not on our podcasting level.
I think our podcast is better.
Yeah.
But he had this guy on, this other guy who's his co-host, and this guy was talking about, he was like, yeah, I was at Steven's show the other night, and I guess he's tight enough with Stephen Kellogg that he doesn't mention Kellogg's last name.
Yeah.
I was at Steven's show the other night, and he's like, and this guy came out and he was playing. He's like, he said the most profound thing, and I'm like, no way, like what's this guy talking about? And he's talking about how we lose our imagination, which is a fact. I mean, as you get older, you just become hardened to life, unfortunately, and the first thing to die is joy and imagination and innocence.
I guess adult males still imagine certain things, but it's a very small window.
It's a very different imagination. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine all kinds of things. I can't walk through a damn grocery store without imagining a lot of things a lot of times. I'll do it with my kids right there. I'll be walking along with the kids, and I'm imagining horrible things about that person over there.
What's weird is, like, that is very true, and it's sad, and it's profound, and I want to hear the rest of the story, but, like, if you see a dude like pretending to be a pirate as an adult, you're like, look at this fucking loser. And you should probably be like, good on him for fucking.
But as a kid, you see a kid in a pirate outfit, you're like, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, you're like, fucking shiver me timbers, matey. Like, let's fucking do it. You're happy.
Yeah, you get to drop a little joke on him.
Yeah.
Like, what's a pirate's favorite letter in the alphabet?
Everybody knows that one, but the kids don't.
Well, which one is it?
Q, of course.
See, everyone's supposed to say R,
R,
and then you drop the dad joke on him. You go, you'd think so, but it's the C they love.
I didn't know that twist. That's awesome.
There you go. See, that's the pirate joke.
There you go.
My imagination still runs pretty wild. But this guy starts talking about. He's like, I really found this guy to be really profound. I liked what he was talking about.
So Taylor brought up on stage that we lose our imagination.
And he was just talking about how he has a song that's about how what he wishes for his child is that she never loses her imagination more than just about anything else, that she keeps that love alive.
Dude, following him on social media, he's such an amazing dad when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Oh my
And I
God.
see that crap, and I'm like, I think about that. Like, I want Santa Claus to be around as long as he can in my house, because I know that like Christmases will be changed when there's no Santa.
Yeah, then it really is just about the gifts.
Yeah.
And then you failed me, Dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Get
You
your
didn't
grades up, you shit.
You didn't get everything I asked for.
That's about right. And this guy was like, yeah, I just found this guy Taylor Carson to be really impressive. And I'm like, zoinks?
Wow.
Taylor Carson?
They speak on the music too?
Then he ended up playing the song. He's like,
Oh, wow.
he's like, I really want you to check this out, Adam. He's like, this kid's got a great vibe to him. He's like, he's in that Stephen Kellogg vibe, but he's definitely got something going on of his own. And then he played a Taylor Carson song, and I'm just sitting there just like, this is great.
That's amazing.
This is really cool. So shout out to Taylor for
I saw his
pulling
new
that
album
off.
was like up to number 2 on one of the iTunes charts.
Yeah, when it came out, it hit pretty hard,
Yeah.
which was pretty exciting, to say the least.
Good for him.
Yeah, I know. I'm psyched for Taylor. I think he's really enjoying himself right now.
He's really reaping that ITPA bump, like
Yes. I was like, what is an ITP blunt?
ITPH bump is what I was trying to spit out there.
Yes. Yeah, I had a lot of time to listen to podcasts last week. I was sick as a dog last week. I don't know if you could hear it on the last episode, but I
didn't know, but I haven't seen you in a week, which is kind of weird.
because I was laid
Yeah.
out. Man, I went in after that episode, woke up the next morning, and was just so sick. Ghetto
What
Ski
was
Trip
it?
kicked my ass.
Oh, just
I picked up-
everything catching up to you.
I picked up something there. There was we had a,
Be careful what you say, because that makes you sound very suspect.
I'll give you that. No, we had a buddy up there who he admitted right when we got there. He's like,
Somebody came up there sick.
Yeah, he's like, look, I'm
Oh.
sick. He's like, don't drink after me. Don't.
Can we call him out for being an a-hole?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You want me to drop his name? Was it sick? Call it. Was it his B money?
B money. Okay.
Good old BTs. And he unfortunately was patient
He
zero.
was sick. I saw him the day before.
Yep.
Actually, you know what happened? His wife had been sick
Yep.
that week before, and then I ran into him the day before he left. He's like, I'm probably going to go up there, be sick as hell. Nice. It worked.
It worked very well. I got extremely
Good on
sick.
her.
I mean, my immune system's down when I just drink
And don't sleep.
and
And
don't
go
sleep
hard.
and party, but then also exert my body physically.
Yeah.
It was ugly. But yeah, I got really sick, and as soon as I got home from that shithole of a house, I ended up. I went to bed and started hacking up a lung like in bed, and you can't do that to the wife. Like you
Yeah.
can't just lay in bed and cough all night. Sometimes I do, but I was like, I can't do this, so I had to like slip into my office and sleep in there, which is the worst because you're sleeping all day
Yeah.
or sleeping all night in your office,
Yeah.
coughing.
Then you're working.
Then you wake up and you stay in the damn office.
It's a fucking petri dish.
I was in the office,
And you don't
for
sleep
5
where there's
days.
shit in there.
No, I don't get any heat in there.
Oh, man.
It's got a vent, but it's
Because
like,
it's over the garage.
yeah, it's a frog.
Yeah.
Finished room over the garage,
Oh, nice.
and it just ekes out a little bit of heat. So I'm just freezing at night, hacking shit up. But so I had a lot of time to catch up on podcasts, and that's when I was checking
Listen
out
to
the
that
Counting
one.
Crows because I figured I need some music.
You a big Counting Crows fan?
I think they may be my favorite band.
I thought Pearl Jam was your favorite band.
Well, Pearl Jam's the greatest band.
Oh, okay. Not your favorite.
You know what? I will give you that. I think Pearl Jam probably has taken over. But you know that little time in your life when you're like 16 years old and like you're driving and your emotions run hot because you're 16. Well, Counting Crows kind of came to be.
A lot of valleys and peaks there. And
Yes, like I want to blow my brains out or I'm the king of the world.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Those are basically, you live at the extremes. Well, Counting Crows came up to me like during that time frame. So
I got a buddy of mine, Billy, who's really hardcore into them, and he's seen them a bunch, and he's always listened to them. I missed it. I don't know where I was in my life when they got popular, but it never really hit for me.
they're emotional and sad and depressing. They fit right into my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So I was
Closest I ever got to that was probably Oasis. I got pretty heavy into Oasis my freshman year of college.
Yeah, if those brothers liked each other, they could have been something.
They made some great music.
For
a minute.
Yeah. That was the problem. It was like that moment in time, and they just faltered.
They made great music, I should say. Like, they didn't make a lot of it.
Well, they were basically the Beatles. You know, the Beatles were only like 5-year run or something like that. And that's basically what
But they
Oasis
churned out albums.
Yeah, I have no idea how many albums Oasis actually put out.
No, me either.
I don't know. But I can see what you're saying, though. That is kind of that emotional, like, tearjerker kind of music that probably appeals to a...
I have found that Counting Crows song will come on, and I'll be like, this is a good ditty. I like this. Like, but it doesn't tie back to something. So when it doesn't tie back, it's not as,
Yeah.
important.
And there's the thing, it always ties back to that moment in time for me, so I'm like, they're the shit.
Yeah.
And when you're sick, you kind of revert back to that.
Yeah.
It's like Mother's Arms. I'll take Counting Crows.
There you go.
Listen to the podcast. But to get a Taylor shout out,
That's awesome, man.
it was pretty exciting. It was pretty exciting. He's having a good little run right now. He did have to cancel a big record release party this past weekend, which is a bummer. That stupid ice snowstorm thing came through, and
they got it worse than we did here.
Yeah, DC got hit.
Yeah, we didn't get shit. Of course, we still closed school for a day.
As well you should. Yeah, we just got the ice, which just
Yeah.
brings down trees and knocks out power. It's perfect.
It does look cool, though.
It looks badass.
Yeah, all the trees covered with that just hint of ice looks pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's going to look real good when that becomes the norm for the next 20 years before we head into the other side of that.
You think so? Think it's going to be the norm?
I mean, I think everything's getting a little worse.
I mean, it does seem like that. But I remember catching snow all the time when I was a kid.
Well, I never lived here. I mean, do you guys get snow here?
Yeah, we've always gotten snow. I mean, there was a time past few years where we weren't seeing a lot. So lately, the past few years, we've been seeing more. But I remember as a child, we always got snow once or twice a year.
When you grow up in Chicago, it's like it snows, it just stays.
Yeah.
Because it stays cold. And so that little bit of snow is always on the grass or different places. The roads are fine, but there's always snow around. So you just get used to it. You're just like, all right, that's how it is.
Seems so miserable to live like that.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the cold just really crushes me. I mean, my whole family's like, we're ready for spring. We're already done with winter. This has been not fun.
I know those years in Arizona, you start to miss winter. That's for sure. Because you just don't see any change of seasons that you kind of get excited about it. So I'm kind of glad I had that.
Well,
Did you know I lived in Arizona for a while?
For a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, I love spring, summer, and fall. It's just winter I could do without.
I don't mind if there's snow on the ground. I just hate freezing cold, no snow.
Yeah.
That's like the worst.
I hate the gray. That's what bothers me more than anything.
Yeah, welcome to my world, asshole. Enjoy the gray. That doesn't affect me at all.
When the sun comes out, at least I feel better. If it's cold and sunny, it's better than cold and just overcast.
I guess I just don't even.
That bums me out. You can tell when it's sunny.
Sure, but if it's sunny in winter, is it still gray? Like, is that what you're referring to?
No, they
I
have
don't
blue
know.
skies. It's blue skies as
Okay,
opposed
so you're
to
talking about the skies. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that. That's fairly.
Oh yeah, I
measurable.
see what you're saying. Like, yeah, everything's dead, so it's pretty blah across the board. Yes, but I'm talking about like no sun, gray sky, just miserable out.
Sounds like Counting Crows weather.
It does.
I'm digging it. Well, people must be locked up in their house because the amount of listeners this week that were interacting with us
Yeah,
was crazy. I mean,
I'm loving it.
There was a lot of people reaching out, talking to us about different things. I thought probably the most profound was our friend Alexis.
dude, she blew my freaking mind.
For those that who didn't hear last week's second episode, still pisses me off. That second episode, we were talking about the girl who we assume made her man get the tattoo on his chest. That was like,
I'm a cheater.
I'm a cheater, a horror lover, all that.
Prostitutes.
Yeah, like it's his whole chest.
Yeah,
Just calling him out for being a sack of dung.
and the three of us didn't pick up on what Alexis picked up on.
I like her conspiracy theory on this. 'Cause
Yeah.
obviously, she made the point that there's no doubt these people are white trash. I'm willing to give her that. I
Yeah.
think that's a gimme. So we can assume that part of her theory is correct, right?
And they both probably make poor decisions on the regular. I mean,
obviously.
yeah.
Now, dude has money because he's buying horse.
Yeah.
So respect. He's got a job.
Or he's hella in debt.
Horse don't take credit.
I bet they do. I bet today's world they do.
But they got one of those little cubes, the square, and put in their iPhone.
You don't even have to do that anymore, right?
That's why you just Venmo it.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume. I'm not speaking from experience, but
Yeah, Troy, how do your horse
we
take
spend
payment?
we give each other money all the time around here without doing anything. You just
That's true.
PayPal it, and then that's all I've ever used. But there's other.
Yeah, it's
Venmo
Venmo.
and-
Venmo's the one. What do you put in there? Little comment section. Thanks for the BJ. Venmo. Hey, that's how his wife found out. She
Yeah.
checked his Venmo. Like, fuck, you send a lot of women who have names of cars. Hey, what's this $50 to Mercedes for a BJ?
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll get
Yeah.
a tattoo. But her theory, I thought, was pretty good. If you want to elaborate on her theory.
So I'll just pull up. I won't read it word for word, but her theory was, and we didn't pick up on this at all.
None of us.
None of us. The three of us did not. So her theory was this girl was diabolical and knew from the jump this was never going to work. But
And she's right. And we were saying that
Yeah.
last time. Like, once you've scorned someone like
Yeah.
that, you're done.
But we were all giving the benefit of the doubt to the two of them that they were going to try and make it work. Well, Alexis basically said this was her way of going full scorched earth as she slammed the door on her way out. Like, congrats, you got this awful
I'll take
tattoo.
you back, but you've got to get this tattoo. And if you do that, if you show true remorse by getting this tattoo,
I will be yours for eternity. So this dude goes, sits under the needle, gets this sick, sweet tattoo across his chest, talking about how much of a piece of shit he is. And I bet the fucking, as Alexis points out, the ink probably wasn't fucking dry and she's gone.
I you know what?
And my fucking head exploded when she fucking told me that. I was like,
because a
that's
true white trash
Yeah.
girl is the most spiteful, and they're evil
Well,
geniuses.
not just white trash. The whole joke is a woman scorn. Like you piss off a woman
Yeah.
and you're getting some next level shit dropped on you. So it's pretty damn genius, actually.
And I think she's absolutely right.
I think she's
That's-
spot on.
That's the move. You go, I'll take you back, and then you shouldn't have fucked with me. Now enjoy your chest, and then roll on.
Yeah, throw up the deuces, hit the bricks.
Dirty.
And then that dude next week is going back to the tattoo parlor or the removal place.
Yeah, just think of one word you can put on the end of each
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
That'll make it not bad. You know, like, I get whores meals to get them off the streets.
Just put JK after the end of each one.
Exactly. I am deceitful to those that should be deceived.
That's right.
For I am an honorable
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I don't know how he's going to fix that one, but it's going to wrap around it to his back to get it right. That's for sure. The poor bastard.
He's just going to have a big black box where they just inked out in his whole chest.
Yeah, I'm a big
just to cover it.
black
Yeah.
flag fan.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor dude. But then we had other guys reaching out to us, which Jay, who was here for the holiday challenge,
Uh-huh.
he sent a video that I can't do it justice, but it was fantastic. This guy in a vape shop.
So he sent that video that we watched pre-show.
Yeah.
Dude,
Just
that was amazing.
Dude walks into a vape shop wearing a Trump shirt and a Make America Great hat again. And the guy behind the counter loses
The
his
snowflake
mind.
behind the counter just
Will not serve
Yeah.
him. And screaming, I'm not
Screaming.
serving this fucking racist.
yeah.
And there's a black guy standing right next to him.
10 feet from him.
And the black guy's looking at him like, no, I never. He's cool. He didn't
Yeah.
do anything. It was pretty damn funny how much this guy loses his mind. But then, of course, when the Trump guy figures out that he's got him,
Oh, yeah.
he starts pushing back a little bit,
Oh.
which is probably not the right thing to do.
He played him like a fiddle, dude. Like he had him, like that dude like hit him. He had it all on video. The snowflake was just screaming like at the top of high pitch at the top of his lungs, losing his mind. The Trump guy's like, why don't you help this guy that's standing here instead of yelling at me?
It was pretty funny. So Jay, I'll give you a shout out, man. That was a good pre-show laugh,
That was.
to say the least. Now there was one other listener though who sent us something, and his name was Josh,
And that's
And-
all.
and I don't know how I feel about you, Josh, because the video you sent in is one of those that buckled me at my knees a little bit. I couldn't get through the damn thing.
It's a Faces of Death type video, like, which, if you remember those as a kid, I never watched them. Like,
Oh, they ruined me.
yeah, I don't need to see any of that stuff.
I remember my brother let me watch Faces of Death one night, and I got about 20, 30 minutes into it before I just went back to my room.
Tried yourself
It was
to not sleep.
over for me.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep right for weeks watching that shit. I mean, you can
Yeah.
only watch people die so many different ways before your 10-year-old head explodes. You know, you're like, oh my God.
I'm
Yeah.
not meant to see this.
Were those real?
I would assume they were. They would be, right? I've never watched one.
Oh.
But I know there's certain websites you can go watch that shit all day long. So
Why? What kind of sick?
I don't know.
I can't. I've never even watched a single one of those like beheading videos or anything.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
won't do it.
No. Yeah,
Like
I
I
don't-
know what's on the other side of that link.
Yeah.
I'm good. Like there's
Yeah.
certain things I'll watch.
I don't, dude. I had everybody sending me the most recent leg break guy from the Cowboys or whatever.
Oh,
And
we
I'm
watched
like-
that live. Unfortunately,
I'm like, I don't need to see that.
it just doesn't do you any good.
No,
You don't.
they're
Go,
like, oh, you can hear it break. I'm like, I don't need to see and or hear that.
yeah, like I'm good.
I know what a broken leg looks like.
And there's certain things that I like have. I can get morbidly obsessed with certain things, but
Yeah,
death is just not one that
No.
I want to watch. I figure one day I'll get to watch mine, at least right up until the like kind of the
this
the
is how it's gonna
climax.
go.
Yeah, because you're gonna see it. You're
Yeah.
gonna go, oh shit, and it's over.
Yeah,
I assume I'll watch that one.
yeah.
Probably only once. I doubt you get to
Yeah,
like
you don't run that one back.
run it back. Yeah, like whoop, whoop, whoop.
Shit, I blinked.
That's a tree. That's definitely a tree at 80.
Yeah,
But this guy sent in a video about how they deconstruct a penis to make a vagina. And it's animated, so it's not like as bad,
oh, it wasn't real.
but no.
Oh, okay.
But the moment they gutted the swing bag and slid it open, I was just like, I am out.
Out, yeah.
Josh, you've ruined me, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely floored me. I've tried to watch it twice now. I watched it the first time, I got about 30 seconds in. The next time I came in, I fast forwarded to about 45 seconds. I watched about 10 seconds before you just get that, like, your stomach drops, your
Oh,
knees
yeah.
get weak. And I was like, oh, that's a dick. That's really never going to be right.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
No, Josh. I mean, we appreciate the fact that you were trying to send material in for us.
That's the screwed up thing, right? Is we're always like,
We're asking for it.
send it in, send it in.
Yeah.
And a couple people did a good job.
Yeah.
Josh, you're killing me, Smalls. He messed me up.
Yeah.
He messed me up. But please send stuff in to insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. At least we do check it. And boy.
Yeah. Helen sent in something a little near and dear to your heart. Did you see it?
I don't know that I did. What?
Can we talk about it?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
The Parky kick thing.
Oh, motherfucker.
I didn't. She felt bad sending it in, but since we messed up last week's and the
Last
listeners
week's
didn't get to
episode-
hear.
Opened with me ranting for the first 20 minutes of the show about the damn Bears and how they lost and on the foot of Cody Parkey. And I can tell you now, I've had my faith reaffirmed in Philadelphia fans.
Yes.
Anything that I thought about them where last year's kind of positive run had reinforced some kind of good feelings because
Yeah.
they have a good coach and I kind of like that guy.
Yeah.
I like some of the
The
players.
Nick
on
Foles
the
story
team.
was good.
Yeah, there's all these things, and I had started liking them a little in a weird way. I was kind of
Not detesting.
I was glad to see them win.
Yeah, I was glad for them to win over the Patriots for sure.
Yeah, I think even then it was
Yeah.
like, all right, the evil empire, at least let the bad guys win. At least they're just bad people.
Yeah.
But the team's good. Well,
That was like the evil empire versus
just the scumbags.
the second level of the evil empire. Like they're not the power of
Yeah.
the Patriots, but they're bad guys. So it's like
some
two bad
people
guy
you hate
teams.
because they're so good
yeah,
that you just after a while you're like screw them, and that's what
that's
the
where the
Patriots
Patriots are. That's not the Eagles.
Whereas like you wouldn't let someone from Philly watch your kids.
No.
You know, so like there's a different kind of bad.
Yeah.
It's like someone who will send you a penis mutilation video.
Yeah.
I assume Josh is an Eagles fan on some level. But I had started to have kind of these good feelings towards the Eagles. And then when I lost to the Eagles, I was reminded very quickly of the fact that these people suck.
Trash.
Because I started getting texts. I would never if I had seen someone lose in a heartbreaking fashion like that,
Just
I might,
flip the jerseys. If the Bears had beat the Eagles, or actually the Eagles didn't beat the Bears.
No.
The Eagles backed into a win thanks to a bad luck by the kicker.
Yeah.
And really, every Eagles fan that at that game and watching that game shouldn't be jumping around that they won. They should hang their head and just thank whatever God they pray to.
We eked one out. I'll give them that. They eked one out.
Yeah.
And in fact, I immediately, when it happened, a couple Eagles fans I reached out to like quickly with congratulations. That's all I said. One word.
Head them off at the
Congratulations.
pass.
I figured that's the thing to do. If you show them like good sportsmanship,
Yeah.
they won't know how to react. And that
Yeah.
was the logic. And it worked because everyone I said congratulations just shut the fuck up.
Interesting. So they can learn.
Those that I forgot to send congratulations to would send in the that's how it's done, fly
yeah.
Eagles fly. Like all of
Yeah.
a sudden my phone's like blunk, 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 and I'm like, oh, your little eagle emojis are hilarious. Thank
Yeah.
you, because I'm over here beating my children for no reason.
Like
but thanks a lot.
Like they handled the Bears. Like, no, dude. Like the Bears lost that game.
my belief in what being an Eagles fan is at its core was reaffirmed.
Yeah.
That's what I learned.
I would agree with you.
So even my daughter, as soon as the loss
Oh,
happened,
yeah. What happened? Because we were worried about her safety.
her concern, she came to me and she said, Dad, I don't want to go to school tomorrow. I said, why? She said, there's an Eagles fan in my class, and he's been like talking.
Chirping.
Yeah, he's been all week talking about how he's going to beat us up, beat up the Bears. And she was very concerned about having to go and face this child the next day at school.
Which is a totally learned thing.
That's third grade. And I was like, but I get it. Like, we all would talk smack. But I'm like, come on, dude. Like, now she's upset. And that was her concern. I don't want to go to
Yeah.
school tomorrow because this guy's an Eagles fan and he's not going to let me live it down. And I did talk to her later in the week, and I was like, so how'd it go? And she was like, well, you know, he was talking about how much better they were, but it wasn't bad. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, good. That's your first lesson in fandom.
Yeah.
Like if you put your flag in the ground, you open yourself up. You're
Yeah.
gonna get shit talked to you. And that's
Well, and as a parent, too, like, my kids come home with, like, oh, so-and-so was being mean today. Da, da, da. It's like you want to get in the middle of it, but they have
you
to
can't
learn.
you have
Yeah.
to learn that. So I was like, that's just how
Yeah,
it
he
is.
didn't put his hands on you. He wasn't being.
Yeah, he's
like,
talking smack.
Yeah.
That's how that works. But I get it. He's probably a little louder than the other kids.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, and his
'Cause
shirts
he's an
don't have
Eagles fan.
his shirts don't have sleeves.
Yeah.
I get it. There's a stain on it. That's the
Got a
look.
weird mullet. You're not used to seeing it.
It's just the
Yeah,
look.
it's just what they are.
So but I did talk to her about it. She was like, no, he just kind of kept talking about how they beat us up, and I'm like, yeah, that's fair, I guess. Like you're gonna have to deal
It's
with
not
that.
truth.
But she was so excited to see the Eagles lose.
Hell yeah.
Because she was like, the Eagles win, and I was like, they didn't, unfortunately. She's like, good.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, you're learning a bad lesson.
Yeah.
But it's a lesson that'll probably pay
the right
dividends
one.
in life. So poor kid. But yes, so your wife sent in something about my boy Cody Parkey. Huh?
Yeah, about the brewery did a challenge.
The Goose Island.
Yeah, Goose Island said we'll give. I forget what the reward was, but the reward was something big, like
They tried to give originally beer for life or something.
yeah.
And then it turns out that that's illegal.
Oh, okay.
So they had to walk that one back real quick.
So they set up a field goal out in the parking lot.
Yeah, 43
and
yard
43
field goal.
yards, and it was so popular they actually had to cut it off at 100 volunteers that were going to get the kick, the 43-yard field goal.
They ended up making it because so many people were like, I'm in. They said, all right, you know what we're going to have to do? First come, first serve. We open at this time. And people were like lined up.
Yeah.
You know, and it had snowed and it was miserable. So it's like a freezing Chicago day and all these idiots show up.
Dude, the video, everybody was packed. I mean, it was packed around there.
The place was packed.
They had a
out.
fence across the, like, however many yards back from the ball that you had to kick it over because it was like simulating the line.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can hear all these jerk-off fans just hollering about how god-awful Parkey is, how he's piece of shit. He didn't have one job and blah, 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 blah.
And you know what? That's fine. He did have one job. His job is to kick it through there.
Yes.
He should have hit it. You don't give people death threats.
No.
You don't talk shit about their family. Like, look, you can say you blew your job.
Yes.
That's
People
a
can
very
say that.
fair assessment.
But
He
you
did.
shouldn't say, I can do your job. That's
No.
insanity.
Just like you shouldn't say, hey, Cody Parkey, come do my taxes.
yeah.
You're an idiot for having Cody Parkey do your taxes.
Or whatever else.
And you're an
you
idiot
do.
for
Yeah.
thinking that you can kick a 43-yard field goal. Well, they had 105 people or something.
Yeah,
they
it's
cut
just
it off
over
at.
100.
Not one.
Not one.
But the conditions were trash. I mean, these people were slipping.
Football
falling on
conditions
their
are
ass.
trash.
I'll give you that. And it's, Soldier Field sucks.
Yeah.
It's windy and nasty.
Yeah.
Not
But
a
I
good
just thought it
place.
was hilarious that not one person who, and, you know, I'm sure a lot of those people were never going to actually make it. They just were in for the try.
Well, and if you made it, you won some amount of money. But then they were going to put it where it was like a 60-yard field goal or 60-some yard field goal if you hit it.
Oh, wow.
They were going to put all those people into another area.
Oh, they had like a contingency plan to like weed
so
out.
everyone won X, right?
Except
But then
no one won X.
But then they were like, anyone who hits it, then if you can hit it was like a 65. I mean, no one's going to hit that. But if you hit it, they were going to give you all expenses to the Super Bowl and like put you up in like high-end place. But no one even got
Didn't
the
have
43.
to worry about that.
Yeah, no one even got the 43. I will give credit. There was one Eagles fan who took his thrashing. This dude showed up in his jacket.
Wow.
He gets up there, and then he takes it off, and he's in his Eagles jersey, and he just puts his hands up, and he just starts, like, razzing the crowd, like, louder, louder. That was awesome. Like, I'm like, all right, I respect you
Well,
because
here's
you
the
walked
difference.
into the other side and took it.
Here's all you need to know about Eagles fans. One, you can do that at the Bears. You can do that in Chicago, right? You're not going to get killed.
I would
Do that in Philly.
Oh, you will get
Do
killed.
that in Philly.
But let's not make out Bears fans to be saints. I've been in that stadium. I went there years ago with a buddy who was a diehard Dolphins fan, and we went to a game. This was the year the Bears actually went to the Super Bowl, like back in the day. Rex Grossman, and this dude walked in, and he had made a bunch of signs. And like they were like, this guy loves Sexy Rexy, and like had like an arrow pointing to me, and he's like Duffins, and like he had a whole litany of signs to his side, and he just kept bringing them out. But instead of putting them out so like the cameraman could see him, he was holding them up so
Backwards.
everyone behind him had to see him, and
That's
just
funny.
would block everyone's view with like derogatory.
Yeah.
Pretty funny, but I saw him get hit with a purse by a
Nice.
lady just walloped him in the back of the head.
No, well, I meant like I wouldn't do that in the city of Philadelphia. Like I wouldn't
No.
wear all my Redskins gear or Giants gear or Cowboys gear and just stroll through there and like make a bunch of noise and like call for attention. Like I feel like that
Yeah.
would be bad. In defense of the rowdy fans at Soldier Field, I would assume every stadium has a piece
Well,
of it that's like that.
That was the point I was going to make. Is anywhere you go,
Yeah.
and I do think Chicago is a very nice town as far as the people there. Their typical mannerisms.
Except for all the murdering.
Well, yeah, there is that. There's the killing everybody. But anywhere you go, a fan base is going to revolt against the outsider, the interloper.
Yeah, fan is short for fanatic. So I mean,
Good point.
People
Yes.
are over the top. Like, they're not logical. There's no,
It's what you do.
yeah.
So, I'm not going to say that you can go into some other stadium and be like that and be fine. But this guy had the balls to go there in real hostile territory, knowing that they're all pissed off. I respected him because he went and he took his lumps. He missed horribly. He actually ate shit. He slipped.
What
and fell.
someone should have done is put a Parkey jersey on and intentionally muff the shit out of it.
Cody
That would've
Parkey
been
should have
funny.
shown up
And nailed
fucking
it.
Put that bitch through. They're like, screw you guys. I can do it here, you drunks.
Dude, he really would have caught an ass beating. If he nailed it in the
Yeah, but-
snow in a parking lot,
Yeah, but then he hits the 65, gets to go to the Super Bowl.
I'm going anyway.
I mean, he was on the Eagles last year.
Was he on the Eagles?
Yeah.
Oh, daggers.
Well, sweet revenge this week. Alshon Jeffrey, who used to be on the Bears, is the
That's
one
right.
who intentionally muffed the catch
Yeah,
so it would get picked off.
dude, I was seriously watching that game going, Nick Foles is the greatest quarterback that ever handled a ball.
It's very
That
interesting.
was a great throw.
It was a perfect throw.
Did you see the stat? Alshon Jeffrey had 3 drops on the year.
Dude, Alshon Jeffrey's a stud. He had broken ribs, though, in that game. Like, that guy was playing through some shit. He still should have made the catch. No excuse. But, I mean,
On a whole different level, I hate that goes to Nick Foles. Like, that's a pick. Like, no.
yeah, those end up on the quarterback every time.
Yeah.
I mean, if it hits the receiver in the hands, it should be something else.
I guess the opposite of that is when you throw a screen pass for 0 yards and somebody breaks off 80, you get the 80 yards for
That's
the
true.
throw.
It's like, damn, what a throw.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Yeah, I didn't thread the needle or anything.
I
Like,
was getting hit and it flopped out of my hand to that guy, and he made it all happen.
he made 5 dudes look silly and ran it in.
Yeah, congrats, Nick.
Yeah.
You get the fantasy points. Yeah, that was an interesting little marketing ploy though by
Pretty smart.
by Goose Island. Goose Island's one of those breweries that sold out.
Oh, they're one of those.
Yeah,
They're the ones who like their product to be enjoyed by tons of people.
I will
What
never
a bunch of jerks.
I will never understand that. You sold out. All anybody wants to do when they start a business is get it to the next level.
Yeah.
That's it. You start
Yeah.
a business. You want to make it as profitable as possible.
Yeah.
Someone comes in and offers you hundreds of millions of dollars. Maybe you should entertain the offer.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand this. Now, God forbid you have better equipment,
Yeah.
better tolerances for all of your recipes.
And more
everything.
people get to enjoy it. If you have something good,
Yeah, you tap into a
I want
distribution
more
network.
people to enjoy it.
What a bunch of assholes for selling out. I will never understand that logic.
Yeah, like, oh, so just because you happen to live in this neighborhood, you should be the only one that has access to whatever this product is?
Yes, you got it. 100%. You should be the only one to enjoy.
Music's
that
like that. People are fun. People are like that with music too, right?
absolutely. As
Yeah.
soon as someone hits, if you really were like that fan when they were smaller.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait for Taylor Carson to get big. I'm telling him to go fuck himself.
You sell out.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I remember when you were just the ITPH guy.
You could tell everybody, I like all his old stuff before he got popular. You know, you guys are only in now because you know who he is.
I was at a Taylor show a couple years ago, and he had just released a fantastic album. And I was standing next to a guy, and the guy was like, I just
wow.
really like his old stuff. I feel like everyone's jumping on now. And I'm like, what? Like, he
That's
is still
crazy.
ascending, and he's trying really hard, and you're not a fan. You're a
Well,
dick.
We were talking about it with the Counting Crows. Like, it's that nostalgia thing. Like, you listen to something at a certain time in your life, and that will be your favorite. Like,
Of course, there's nothing wrong with that.
Counting Crows, Pearl Jam could come out with a new album, and it might be better. But you're going to think, I like the album from when I was 18 years old doing XYZ.
Actually,
Like,
Counting Crows is a bad example because they really did peak. I have every one of their albums. They have some good stuff, and I like them. But that first album, that was the best. Whereas Pearl Jam keeps putting out good stuff.
but like, you know, I just went to that Dave show, and that's how all the fans are. Like, they always like the first couple albums,
Yep.
more than anything else he's put out since then. But then you hear individual songs, you're like, I like that song, I like that song, I like that song.
Yeah, that's from 2015.
Yeah. Like, quit being an idiot.
Dude, actually, speaking of music, I got something I want to talk about, but I'm out of beer, and we don't have Healy, but I'd still like to rock. I did bring a deli,
DLI.
a DLI. Would like to give this thing a try, because unfortunately I'm beerless, and when you're sick for a week,
Can't have that.
you don't drink. So I am I'm excited to have a beer.
What do we have here?
Oh, this was purchased, for name alone. I gotta be honest. The name of this beer is Red Dawn,
Amber Wheat Ale.
which also
Carson's Brewery.
Yep. So Taylor Carson,
There we go.
Red Dawn,
He's in the beer game too, huh?
He
Good
is.
for him.
and this would have been, assuming it's good, this would have been a gimme win with Ely here. So I actually, when I knew he wasn't here, I had this one sitting on.
Have you had this?
No, I have not.
So I wouldn't say it's a gimme win.
No, but he loves those wheat beers.
Yeah.
So it is a much easier win to do.
The Red Revolution awakens with a copper sunrise framed by a firm tan head. Luscious wheat and caramel malt connect with earthy hops to form a firm alliance. One taste of this dawn and you'll join our cause. Carson Brewery, out of Indiana. It's 5.5%.
Yeah, they're in Evansville, Indiana. So this was a tough one to get my hands on.
You drove all the way out there? That's commitment.
I did.
All right, well, let me have a little swiggy swig.
So that is the Red Dawn right there, which, as everybody knows, is the greatest war movie of all time.
Never seen it.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Yep. Nor the remake.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Never saw Red Dawn.
Never
So
saw
when
it.
people scream Wolverines, you just assume that's a Michigan thing?
No, that's the X-Men dude.
Either way, you're wrong. Either way, you're wrong. Dude, Red Dawn,
I think I know the plot, the premise of it.
basically the Ruskies come in.
Take over a town and like
They
the
invade a
teenagers.
town, and they're smart because they go straight to the schools and everything. So
Uh-huh.
now they've got the kids. So now the parents have to like acquiesce, or they're going to lose their kids. And then they put them all in like camps in town, and they own this town. Now, a few badass motherfuckers like Patrick Swayze, like Emilio Estevez, maybe they end up going up into the woods because they've always been hunting.
escape?
And they end up.
Did they
staying-
escape or did they ever get caught? They saw it coming and got out of there.
They kind of go down into town a little bit. They're
Uh-huh.
just they're badasses. They are bad men.
Sounds like a good movie.
It is, and it holds up extremely well.
Did you ever see Toy Soldiers?
I did. It's
Same
a similar
premise.
similar
where the
concept.
private school gets overtaken and the kids kind of.
Yeah, Red Dawn's better, but I'm sure it doesn't hold up for shit. I don't know. Toy Soldiers though, it wasn't as good.
Okay.
Red Dawn was great. I just remember in there like the first like time that one of the kids killed a deer, like they gutted it, made him drink the blood and everything. Like I have all of these like romantic beliefs about what it is to be a man that were based on my viewing of Red Dawn as a child. Like I'm like, if you kill that animal, you drink that animal's blood.
Yeah.
Like, that
Makes
just
sense.
to me is what men do.
Yeah.
I don't know if men actually do that out in the
I don't
woods.
think they do, but I do know or I've heard that it is, especially your first animal, your first kill is
Yes.
pretty intense.
That's right.
So maybe there is some ritual there. I've never killed a large animal, so I can't speak on it.
I can tell you if I do, I'm gonna drink the blood.
Hell yeah!
At least put it on my face.
yeah, at least make some more pain or something.
I think that's how it goes down.
Think
'cause
you'd
that's what
want
men
that.
do. I remember I'd be playing laser tag as a kid, and like I would come screaming out, "Wolverines!" like Red Dawn.
That was their gang, right? That's who they.
Their high school mascot, they were the Wolverines.
Okay,
And so that became their like rallying cry.
like
And then-
Goonies.
Yeah. And man, they messed up some Russians.
Hell yeah!
It was awesome. And they basically saved the world.
Did you see the remake?
I did.
How was that?
it made me long for the first one.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like exciting and lots of death.
Was it like a pretty spot on remake?
I think they were fighting China
Oh, yeah.
in the remake.
Funny how the bad guys changed in the movies, right?
Good guys don't. America.
USA.
That's
USA.
right. We don't change.
That's right.
We know who we're rooting for.
That's right.
That's a good thing. Did you ever see the last Rambo movie they made?
Yes.
I-
Yes.
I wholeheartedly recommend that movie.
That was a good movie.
because there is, if
That's
I
when
had
he-
to guess, there's about 7 minutes of total plot development and plot tie-up at
Yeah.
the end. There's about 3-4 minutes at the beginning, and then like 3-4 minutes right at the end where they tie it up.
Yeah.
Everything else
Just pure action.
is just
Yeah.
death, blood exploding everywhere, body parts, dismemberment. I mean, it is insane. I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm saying it's a good time.
It's a good Rambo movie.
Yeah, well, no. There were some good Rambo movies. This
Yeah.
is not. This is
But
just.
there were some
different.
bad ones, too.
This is Stallone,
It was more like the original.
but that actually had a plot. Like,
Yes.
there was conversations going on. There was no talking. This is like going back to Conan the Barbarian, where it's like he's got like 7 lines in the
Yeah.
whole movie. That's basically how Sylvester did this one. It was awesome.
That dude has been a part of more franchises that have been successful. I mean, he's got to be up there.
Yeah, and it's all because he bet on himself.
Between Rocky,
And that was his
Rambo.
movie. He wrote it, directed it, starred in it. That was him betting on himself.
Yeah.
He's the greatest Philly, icon there is, and he's not even real. It's
That's
amazing.
hilarious.
It's They have a statue of him in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It's like they got like 2 statues. They got Ben Franklin, and then they got
Yeah, they got the
fucking
Liberty Bell and
Rocky,
Rocky.
and no one visits Ben Franklin
No.
because that's not why you go to
And they
Philly.
got the cheesesteak.
Yeah, Pat and Geno's.
That's what they're known for.
Yeah, that's basically the Mount Rushmore
And
of Philly.
throwing snowballs at Santa.
That's fair. That's fair. So this beer is interesting. This Red Dawn from Carson Brewery. They say this is
I wonder what it looks like.
they say this is an amber wheat.
Yeah.
You want to go? Do you want to start that? Or you want me to run?
It's definitely an amber ale. I don't really taste much wheat.
I agree.
It's not bad though. It's pretty tasty. Not much to say on the flavor profiles. I mean, it's just a straight up red ale.
But that's the thing, right? It's a red ale.
Yeah.
That's not a wheat beer.
No, it's not a wheat beer.
That's odd.
I wonder, I often wonder about the naming conventions on these beers, like when you see these crosses, like
Yeah.
it's like how much I would feel like if it says wheat on it, I should taste the wheat, but I don't feel like I taste that.
I agree.
I wish I could speak more on it.
I mean, I could tell you where I stand. It's the red is there.
Yeah.
The amber is there. It's more malty than anything. I would
Yes.
be expecting more of that wheat profile.
I don't think Ely would have liked this.
This was a gimme for an Ely win.
Yeah.
Based on the label. It had Red Dawn.
Yes.
So it had war. It had nostalgia.
Yep.
And it had wheat. This is a slam dunk Ely deli.
Until you pop the top.
Now I've drank it. It's a communist beer.
Yes.
It's very red. In fact, that's like a Japanese flag on the front.
It does look like the Japanese flag.
So it's like they're missing all the marks.
Yeah.
All the marks. It's got like a metallic type
Yeah.
aftertaste, like irony.
Yep. That's the blood in it.
And I don't mean like irony like it's ironic. Like irony or coppery.
Yeah.
And it's too malty. So knowing that it's a wheat ale, this is a failure.
Yes.
As
Now
a-
that you pointed out that metallic taste,
it's there.
It's even more.
Yeah, it's there. It's a beer I will finish It's a
reluctantly.
beer I will never buy again. I'm going to give it a 2.5 because it's not a bad beer. It's not disagreeable, but it certainly should not be in the deli conversation.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 2.5, but honestly, it's trending down as I drink more of it, so I'm gonna go 2. I couldn't recommend this, and I couldn't even say it's a middle of the road beer. It's
I'm disappointed.
yeah,
It had everything going for it.
got a cool label.
It had everything going for it.
So somebody did spend some time and effort on the label, because we sometimes see it looks like a child did it in 5 minutes.
Well, I grabbed it strictly for the label and the name. So, all right, here's what I would say. The Carson Brewing marketing department is a 4.
Yes.
I will give them that. The Carson City Brewer is a 2. Now, you put those together, and I'm going to bump it up to that 2.5.
Sometimes I wonder if they just throw rando ingredients into the damn thing and just taste it before they even decide what they're trying to make, and then just come up with a naming convention. Like,
Ooh, Red Dawn.
yeah,
Because you'll feel this in the morning. Yeah, I'm really disappointed here.
I'm glad Ely wasn't here because
I mean, we can both agree. We've been drinking beers with that guy for a long time. I think we
Yes.
know where he stands. He hates that beer.
he'll throw a curve every now and then.
He
But
will,
I'd be
but-
willing to lay some money down and say,
I think this identifiable as a turd, though.
yeah.
So-
So you're, be glad you're not here, Ely.
Yeah, no shit. I'll save one. I do have one for him.
We'll make him drink it
You're damn right. And
If
he's
we had
gonna
to.
hate it. Yeah, that's right.
because he probably won't listen to this.
No, he wasn't on it. He doesn't like those episodes. He's like, you know what you guys don't have? Me.
Does he listen to the ones he's on? Do you listen?
Well, I have to edit these turds.
Yeah, but do you after you're editing? Because you
I-
don't listen to the whole thing when you edit.
No, but you know, I actually love this show when I'm drinking and it's like late at night.
Yeah.
So I listen to our show only when I'm drinking.
Yep.
I
I would
don't-
recommend that.
I don't think we have a very good sober show because we're drinking.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
We're
It's
drinkers.
Like if you're the sober person hanging out with a bunch of people who are drinking, it's fine. It's just not as great. So I think you need a certain state of mind. Now, granted, I do think the show's good. I'm just being
Silly.
Yeah, I'm being a dick.
Well,
But I do think though that I also find it hard to listen to myself.
yes.
That's what makes it so
Yeah.
odd. I'm like, oh, I'm listening to myself talk. I already know these stories.
when I listen, and I'm always like, oh, I should have said this. I could have done that.
That's the thing. You kind of get in your own head a little bit. But what I find is that I miss a ton.
Yeah.
And so when I go back and listen, I find myself laughing more so at what everyone else says.
Yeah. Because you kind of know in the back of your head what you said.
I know what I'm going to say because I hear the conversation and go, "Ooh, I should." Oh, I do. So I'm not. Yeah, there's no shock there, but apparently I'm doing so much and that I miss some of the jokes that you guys say, and I find myself rolling when I listen to this. So I like it when I'm drinking.
Yeah. I'm with you.
You know, like when I'm caulking a sink,
There you go.
some bullshit like that. You know,
Oh, that's fun.
the worst. So, all right, before we had this horrible beer, it's getting worse.
It does. It gets worse as you get down. I'm
God.
about 60% done. It's getting more metallic as I get to the bottom.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this beer. If you ever get a chance to find yourself in Evansville, Indiana, leave.
Smack the brewer in the mouth.
No shit. But shake the marketer's hand.
Yeah.
Dude's awesome.
Yeah, he did a great job.
But before that started, we were talking about music, and I had something happen over this weekend. Now, you know I'm a music festival guy.
Yes, and I don't have a big bucket list, but a music festival is something that I've never done, and I feel like I'm really missing out, and I really, really, really want to get to one. If only one, just to check that box, because I don't really know many people that have been to one and not had a good time.
If you're into music and drinking beers and hanging out,
I don't even think you need to be into music.
no, you do because it's all music all the time. Now, if you're so hard up on like people watching, yeah, you'll have a good time. Like you'll find a way to enjoy it, but the music is the drug.
Yeah.
That's what you're going for. Because all day music like that from 10 a.m. till 2 in the morning, 3-4 days in a row.
But you can come and go. You don't have to be standing there the entire time watching music.
It's
So
true, but
it's
that
a
is
camp
the-
out. It's a hang. It's a lot of things. It's not just. It's the music's the hub, obviously.
And that's why I'm saying, like, I think you kind of on some level do have to be a music fan, unless you really love like food trucks.
Day drinking.
Day drinking and food trucks, you might just get by.
God, the older I get, day drinking. I can't get enough of it.
Oh, this beer sucks. Sorry.
Day drinking is the best.
Oh, it's getting worse.
Yes, it is. I think like the shit has settled to the bottom.
That actually might be indicative of the wheat. Wheat beers tend to be unfiltered.
Yeah, but as I hold this up, I don't see that.
Well, there's no light in this room.
No, that's true.
So, music festivals are my thing.
When are we going?
This year it would be Bonnaroo or Shaky Knees. Those are the two. Those look the best. But
We still got to go to the one that's closest here.
True Lockin',
Yeah.
we do. I just haven't seen what that lineup is. I've seen the 420
take the
Fest in
camper.
Atlanta, Shaky Knees, and
We're shaking. That's in Atlanta.
both of those are in Atlanta. And then Bonnaroo this year looks awesome. Oh, you Post Malone's headlining one of the nights in Bonnaroo.
Oh, really?
This dude,
In his Crocs?
this dude can't stop headlining all the big festivals this year. He's on fire. So,
So I guess he gets paid big money to do those.
Oh, I mean, those tattoos don't just show up on your face. You got to spend that money.
You got to go on a 4-day bender
I have been
in a field somewhere. They're doing Woodstock again this year.
I've heard that, but I have not seen the lineup. So I've been talking a lot of shit about Post Malone. And when we were down at Ghetto Ski Trip, on the way there, one of the guys is a listener, and he's like, I don't think you're listening to enough Post Malone. And I'm like, haha, I get the joke. He sucks. I'm not
Yeah.
going to listen to him. So we listened to Post Malone the whole way up.
Really?
That dude's so good.
Really?
I've come around.
Nuh-uh.
I'm not kidding. I'm not just saying that. He's not the Red Dawn of beer.
This is a bit.
I wish it was. His shit is really good. Like, I'd heard his stuff, and like there's a couple songs that I've heard that I'm like, I get it. They're catchy.
Uh-huh.
Nah, he's pretty good.
Somebody's got to send something to me to let me know what is good, because if I've heard it on the radio, I haven't been impressed.
We'll sit here and do a little post Malone.
Ah, see what you did there?
It's because I can't put it on here anymore
Yeah,
if we
yeah.
want to stay on Spotify. He actually has some good stuff, man. And I was actually taken aback. I was like, all right, you know what?
You're just saying that because you're fucking wearing the Crocs.
Well, these Crocs are super comfortable. Plus, they look so good. I mean, who doesn't want bright yellow Crocs with barbed wire and just face tattoos on your feet?
Who doesn't want to pay 8 times what they normally go for?
It's a good deal.
We were going out the other day, and everyone in my family has Crocs. My wife wears them around the house. I wear mine to do yard work and stuff, and we were going
Well, she's on
somewhere.
her feet all day, so I actually understand why she has Crocs.
Well, she wears them in the house. She doesn't wear them to work. She doesn't wear them out. So we were leaving, and she walked out of the house with them, and then she got in the car and was like, oh, I got to go inside and change my shoes. And the boys are like, why?
Because they're wearing Crocs.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And she's like,
Because I'm a grown-up.
we're not
kids.
going. I don't go out like that.
I don't blame her.
Yeah.
And
But-
those Post Malone Crocs are ugly. And I stand by the fact that his face is a disaster.
But I stand by the fact, if you don't own a pair of Crocs, you're doing yourself a disservice.
I don't.
You need to get a pair.
I would only get the Post Malone Crocs.
Because let
I'm
me
a big
tell
fan.
you,
Big fan.
I leave mine on my porch, and all I do is walk out onto my back porch.
Well, they don't degrade, right?
Yeah. Well,
You
I
know
mean,
what?
it's covered. My porch is covered, but they're perfect. Jump right in, take the trash out, go do some yard work.
You know what? I have old Merrills, the ones that look like moccasins, like
Oh,
the
yeah,
original
yeah, yeah.
Merrills. I have a pair of those that have been around since like the 90s. They don't die.
They are hella comfortable. I'll tell you that.
They are, and they're awesome. But I do
No, I'm
need
talking
to-
about the Crocs.
No, the Crocs. Like I said, the first time I ever wore them, a hippie convinced me at a widespread panic.
That's
show,
right.
And I did wear them for that show,
I'm getting you a pair.
and I was blown away at how awesome they are. They're just ugly.
Yeah.
They're not a good look.
That's why you wear them around the house.
But I owe Post half an apology.
You're running it back.
I'm running half.
You're reeling it back in a little.
I always said he was good, and I'm not dogging him, but no, he's pretty talented. He's pretty good. So I take it back, Post.
I know he's a listener. He'll be happy
Of course
to hear that.
he is.
He'll be
Of
happy
course
to
he
hear
is.
that.
The amount that dude drinks, he's like, you know what my favorite show is? I like Inside the Pallet House.
Dude, face tattoos are the norm.
It's not the norm. We're
I saw Bieber got
desensitized.
one the other day.
Bieber has a face tattoo?
Over his eyebrow, he has "believe" written.
He's the only dude who can do that, though, because he's got believers.
A lot of dudes are doing that now.
No, like that particular word. Like, I get it. He's a believer.
All I know is face tattoos are weird.
All right. Music festivals, though. I came across a very interesting music
Picked
festival.
one out. You're going? You know which one you're going to?
I already went.
What? You were sick last week. How'd you go anywhere?
The internet is an amazing thing.
Oh, you watched it online or something?
Nah, I lived it.
Oh, you you lived it.
I lived it.
You VR'd it like we were talking about?
Well,
Dude,
that's what's
that's
so
a
funny.
great. We didn't talk about that, but that's a great. If you could VR a music
I think we
festival,
touched on concerts a little,
Yeah.
but not. So this past weekend was the first true music festival that was hosted in Minecraft.
So I don't know much about Minecraft, but
You do know what Minecraft is, right?
it's a silly like 8-bit looking game where like you build
like-
stuff out of
it's like-
blocks.
It's like Legos.
Yeah.
So you build entire worlds out of Legos. I mean, brick by
Yeah.
brick, pixel by pixel.
Yeah.
You build worlds, and people spend far too much time in this universe
Yeah.
building their big house and setting it up just how they like. So they have like secret rooms or
And you can
bars.
interact with people, right? Like if you're playing, I can
Absolutely.
play and come over and talk
You
to
can
you.
come over and we talk and hang out, and then you're in my little bar. I mean, we could put a pallet house
Minecraft.
in the Minecraft world, and people would come to us. Now, the beauty of that is you don't have to walk across the Minecraft universe. You just go out to the login screen and go, I want to go here. And you enter in a certain amount of code, and then boom, it
You're
puts
there.
you in that place.
Gotcha.
And then you go in. But certain places you can't get in. Well, they hosted a music festival in Minecraft
so
this past weekend.
so like bands were in that world playing music.
50 of them.
Holy shit! Were they like avatars of them, like 8-bit blockhead looking fools?
It was like 50 EDM bands.
so not legit bands.
If you don't believe EDM is a legit
I
music
thought EDM
format,
was just like DJs making beats and shit.
it is, but it's
I don't know enough about it, so I'm ignorant. Like I'll honestly,
Okay.
like
then
that doesn't
EDM
sound
is
like a
not just
band.
that. It's not just mixing up other people's stuff. There's EDM bands that they lay down tracks of singing and they mix it
And
in. and they
EDM
get the
means-
beats, electronic dance music.
okay. I'm just for those who don't know.
It is, I mean, this is where Avicii came out of. Avicii came out of that EDM universe. This is where, Marshmello and all of these
I
guys.
have no idea who that is.
These guys all come out of Dead Mouse. I mean, this
Know
is
that guy?
all coming out of that EDM universe. And in Minecraft this weekend, they held a 2-day festival. They built.
You play Minecraft? Back to that.
No, I don't.
How did you like? Do your kids play? Like,
My kids do play,
okay.
which is probably why it started showing up in my
What do you? Is it a computer based game? Like, how does it work?
computer-based game. You walk around, you interact, you build
Okay.
your stuff, and people.
My
love
kids
it.
don't play, so I don't.
You can trade stuff to get other things, and it's like certain
Gotcha.
things are harder to get. There's like contraband in the Minecraft world.
Oh, wow.
like, harder to get your hands on that stuff. It's wild. I mean, it's really interesting. So some geek. I apologize. Some geek,
Nerd.
this
Whatever
is
you wanna go
closer,
by.
but he's not necessarily a dork. We'll
Yeah.
call him geek or nerd. Put together a festival, and they got massive sponsors. So people came in and built a freaking festival. and everyone could come.
Like it was like you were outdoors at a music festival.
So you're walking around and you're seeing everyone else's crazy avatars, and you're going over.
That's
and
kind of
seeing-
genius.
It really was. So then what they did is they charged $5 for VIP tickets. Now, you could go to the Minecraft Festival without paying for anything.
Uh-huh.
You could just enjoy the festival. It was free, and you got to hear the
You
music.
could hear it. What's it?
Man, so they had two stages, the angel stage and the devil stage,
Of course.
of course. And they had 50 different EDM acts, and each one of them got 20 minutes to play. And they did it Saturday and Sunday. Now, I spent a good bit of time listening to the acts on Sunday.
I wish you'd call me up. I would have loved to have seen that just because I have no idea. Like, can't even
So
wrap
I
my
didn't
head
go
around it.
into the Minecraft world. There were 3 different ways. You could go,
Oh, so you could just listen to it.
you could also just go to the website, and I just went to the website and put on headphones and just
Be out around the house.
switch stages to hear the different acts. And there's all these acts, like there's lineups. And some of them are like legitimate EDM artists where they put together a 20-minute thing where they would then come on in, mix their shit, stream it out to
And
the
I'm
world.
assuming they're all doing it from wherever the hell they work out of.
Yeah,
'cause
they're
it's
just
all
sitting in
online.
their house
Yeah.
or wherever they are, and they just go,
They
okay.
probably actually already even created the act.
Yeah,
They wasn't live.
I think they were actually mixing the shit
think?
live because you couldn't get the stuff. But today, a lot of the artists were then releasing those tracks
Yeah.
free of charge.
So I'm
through
saying
this-
they could have created it and then,
they could have and then just streamed it
Yeah.
at that moment.
yeah, like from 10 to 10:20.
In my
Boom.
mind, I'd like to think that like Marshmallow's putting his head on,
Yeah.
and sitting in his house. Oops, oops, oops. But it gave me a new appreciation for EDM because I
Wow.
spent hours.
So you're an EDM Post Malone guy now.
It's been a weird week. I was I was really sick.
Who am I?
Really, really sick. I was like, Pearl Jam, Counting Crows, go screw. I'm listening to
Actual artists.
post
that
and
make
EDM.
music.
And the funny thing was that they were like they hand selected like some really top level acts and then a lot of like underground EDM artists and gave them a forum to put this stuff out there to
Yeah.
all these people. I am certain that a shit ton of people
I was going to say, I'd love to know the numbers behind it.
I mean,
Like,
just
how
think
many
I was
people-
exposed to probably 10, 15 different EDM acts.
that you never would have heard of.
Never would have heard of. And I actually have a few that I'm like, I really like their
You
style.
gotta search it out.
Some of them are like really slow. Some of them are really upbeat. Some of them are darker. Some of them are brighter. I was just like, this
Yeah,
is...
the angel and the devil.
It didn't necessarily play to the stage. I'll give you that. I thought that too. But no, it was good. But then what I thought was genius was they were selling the $5 credit to get into the VIP.
Yeah, what does that get you?
That went to pay. Well, it just gets you into certain areas, like
Like
within the
in their
Minecraft world.
It wouldn't
you
have
know?
helped you because you were just listening.
Yeah, I was just on the site, so it does me no good. I already get access to everything I wanted, which was just the music.
Yeah.
But these people were paying to go into other spots of the festival that maybe they couldn't get into.
And that kind of touches on like what we were talking about with the VR last week. Like, what would you pay to do these things?
So in an 8-bit universe, apparently $5.
Yeah.
But so that money, the acts themselves just did it for the exposure.
Uh-huh.
But the money ended up going to the programmers who put together the festival. And then anything above and beyond what it took to build the festival all went to a charity.
That's impressive.
I wasn't upset with this.
I would have been greedy.
And I was like,
I would have been like, I'll keep that money.
I was like, this is so fucking dorky. These nerds are living in their 8-bit world. But then I find myself with my headphones on, walking around, going, this is
Is there
actually
any vocals in any of this EDM?
some of the ones that I really like. Yeah, have a lot of vocals going over it. But then
Uh-huh.
I don't know, man. I was
Is it like kid friendly?
definitely, at least what I heard.
Okay.
But it was I was
Like I
just
said, I'm
blown away
ignorant, so I
that
don't
there's
know.
some dorky virtual festival. They may have pulled it off.
It only makes sense. I mean, if you really
But this
break
is
it
where
down.
we're headed, right? Like you're going to have more. This was a festival that you could only attend virtually.
But if you think about it, if you could virtually go to Bonnaroo, how many more people would do that, right?
But at least that is.
Because a lot of people are going to be like,
I'm seeing
I
real
can't
people.
come out of pocket $400 for the ticket and then another $1,000 for the campsite and then, You know, like it's a legit expense.
Yeah.
And like I said, like we talked about with the VR thing, like I don't think any of this is going to kill attendance. It might.
I think it will.
I think it'll cut into it, but going to those events is always better than.
That you're assuming though that people still want to experience life.
Well, you're right. What'll happen is people our age and above do, because that's what we grew up doing.
Because that's what we know.
But all these young people, they're not going to care.
I know kids. If you're between the age of like 15 and 30, you've played Minecraft.
Yeah, probably.
There's no on some level, you've played Minecraft. Now I know a lot of people who spend many hours a day playing Minecraft. All of them young,
Yeah.
but I mean many hours a day in the Minecraft universe. I bet they were psyched because there was a big festival in their shitty universe.
Yeah. And you got to look at it like that's something they probably wouldn't have ever done. And now they're getting exposed to something they've never
Now
been a
they're
part
sitting there with their friends. They're like, "Oh, I'll meet you at the festival," and they went. And you know what it was called? It was ironic. It was called the Fire Festival. Now,
of. Isn't that the one that fucking went to shit last year?
yeah. So people in the know, the FYRE Festival, Fire Festival last year, was a total disaster, and those people ended up getting sued for a lot of money. The people who put that on, because they just completely fucked everybody and took all the money, and it was the first big like festival controversy.
Yeah.
So they called it the Fire Festival FIRE and threw it in Minecraft. And I would be interested to
Daggers.
see how the numbers came out and like if they actually raised money for this charity and were able to pay those developers. But apparently like last year they had a guy threw a house party and had like a band play, like an actual band in reality, and then streamed it from his house party in Minecraft. And like shit tons of Minecraft avatars
Pay
showed
to cover.
up. They just showed up. So he was like, "Oh shit, I'm onto something." So then he threw a bigger like concert and a bunch of people showed up. So then he was the guy who was like, "I'm going to throw a festival." And he got all these sponsors to come in, put it together. So when you're walking around the festival, you're seeing the sponsors, you're seeing all the shit, albeit in 8-bit, but there you are. I'm sure the food truck sucked.
I mean, yeah, because I guess you're probably walking around that festival and like.
You just want to
And-
see all the
and-
weird shit they
Well,
built.
and in the Minecraft world, there's probably like Mountain Dew and fucking Red Bull fucking
Yeah.
logos all over shit. Like,
Yeah, they sold tons of sponsorships to this thing.
pretty genius.
Very interesting.
But it's not the same.
No, but
Just like-
EDM lends itself to a shitty electronic world, right?
Yeah, because you don't need to. It's not a show.
you don't need to see it.
No.
And all
But I would still argue that an EDM show live is better than an EDM
of
show.
course, those are the best light shows and
Yeah.
crazy shit. Like I see all that kind
You
of
want
stuff.
to be in
at
the
these-
mass of people. Like, you want to be
Yeah.
interacting.
I see that stuff at the music festivals I go to. They all have EDM
Yeah.
acts, especially at night.
Yeah,
Like, that's
with the lasers and
Yeah, because that's when everyone's on their drugs and like they just go after it. Whereas
Dead
this,
Mouse looks silly walking around with that thing on during the day.
but he looks pretty cool at 2 a.m. You know, you're like, this is kind of
Yeah.
rad. So, but I mean, they have festivals right now that are all EDM. What is it? The Electric Daisy. I mean, that one's huge,
Really?
huge. It does numbers like Bonnaroo and
Well,
all
I
these
know,
other
like,
festivals.
I read something a year or two ago about, like, these DJs are making just absurd amount of money. Like, they're some of
yeah.
the highest paid people in entertainment. Like,
Yeah.
they're getting six figures
And they don't have a band
for a
behind
night.
them.
Just to go play someone else's music at night, you're getting six figures. Like,
Yeah.
that's insane. For one night.
But the good ones aren't playing other people's music. They're making all the beats. They got all the. They're doing all of it. It's not sampling. The EDM's different.
Well, I'm talking about DJs. Like,
oh yeah, like
a
Girl
good,
Talk.
a good DJ can make that kind of money.
Yeah, Girl Talk is a band that if you ever get a chance to go see Girl Talk and you're just looking for a good time, this dude just comes out and mixes every song you've ever loved,
Together in
mashes them
in
all
a
together.
weird ass way.
and 1 minute you're like going, "This is my favorite Biggie song," and then it's "Sweet Child of Mine," and
Yeah.
you're like, "What just happened?" And it works.
He'll be like mixing like Elton John with Snoop Dogg, and you're like, "This is my new favorite version
Yeah.
of the song."
Tiny Dancer, Lottie Lottie
Yeah,
works very well.
yeah,
Who knew?
yeah,
But
It's
that
crazy.
that dude made, but his is all other people's music.
Yeah.
I actually can kind of I respect him because I've seen it.
yeah.
It's a blast. Like you will have fun the
Well, I've
whole
DJ'd,
time.
so I know how hard it is to do that, and to like be able to like just have that imagination. Like you hear a song, and you go, "You know what song would be good with this? This song." Like that's a skill in and of itself. Yes, you're not creating everything yourself, so it's kind of weird, but you are creating a whole new form of music.
And that I got to give him
Yeah.
a little respect for, you know? So when you're sitting at home, you got nowhere to be. You
Yeah.
just go to the Minecraft Festival and listen to that music.
Yep.
Be living the dream. Speaking of sitting at home and never leaving, you know what I saw Costco had this week?
I don't know, but Costco is amazing. So whatever you tell me, I'm
You're
gonna
already
want.
excited.
Yeah, I'm already in.
Costco is the best, but how many times do you need a 5-gallon jar of mayonnaise? Like they always have
Not
some shit
very
like
often.
that.
Yeah.
Like you'll see that big industrial tub of mayonnaise, and you're like, "Damn!" But if you have a restaurant, that
Yeah,
makes
then that's where you go.
perfect sense.
They sell like dope clothes and stuff.
Oh, I'm a Kirkland guy.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of I buy their dress shirts. 'Cause
Yep.
Where else are you going to spend $13 on a dress shirt?
Yeah.
And it's like dress shirts, unfortunately, like if you wear them a lot, you know, the collars get
Yeah.
dirt on them. You
Oh,
can't
yeah.
get that shit out.
Yep.
It's like, so they have a short shelf life. So you're spending $100 on a dress shirt. If you're wearing Hugo Boss all the time,
Yeah.
it gets expensive quick because that shit falls apart. Costco's $13 for a dress shirt.
Yeah.
That'll look good for 2 years, and then it's like now it's a kid's smock.
Yeah. Move
Perfect.
along. Yeah.
It's great. So I wear. I'm funny. I'm either Nordstrom or
Yeah.
Costco. I don't have a lot of gray area
Yeah.
in my dress shirt game. But
I love them so much more than Sam's Club. I really do.
well, Sam's Club, isn't that the one that's just an extension of Walmart?
Yeah.
Yes. See, screw that.
Yeah.
I already got Walmart, and it costs nothing to go into.
Yeah.
So I'll just go in there. Plus, I can see the most ridiculous shit in the world.
Yeah.
Like my wife showed me a picture the other day of a lady who was wearing nude leggings. It literally looked like she was butt-ass naked, and it's so distracting that you don't see that she has a 12-year-old in her fucking cart who won't walk because her ass is so distracting. And I was just
That's
like,
hilarious.
I'm like, look at that. And it took like 30 seconds before I was like, dude, that's a grown-ass kid in the cart.
You're like, that's only half the problem. These nude ass leggings.
That's the beauty of Walmart. So why would
Yeah.
I pay a membership fee, when I could just go to Walmart?
You don't
That's
get
why
the show.
Sam's
Yeah.
Club can go screw. I hate Walmart, so I by default.
Dude, I do everything in my power to avoid that place. Like, if I go in there once a year, I've failed. I try to go in there less than that.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you.
No.
Yeah, it's brutal.
And the Walmart by us is the weirdest Walmart I've ever been in all my life. Like, it's literally right next to a Porsche dealership. Like, and across the street from
That is funny. You're right.
across the street from a very, very high end neighborhood with a country club. Like, it's just, and when I say it's next to a Porsche dealership, it's next to a Porsche dealership, which is next to like
A Mercedes dealership.
yeah, and an Audi dealership, and like a Maserati dealership. Like, it's,
I never really thought of how weird that is, but you're absolutely right.
it's in the weirdest location ever,
But I don't
next
think
to the
that's,
Sam's Club.
there's nothing I like more though than I will go to a Walmart in the country,
Yes,
like out in the middle of nowhere.
yes,
I do enjoy the shit out of those Walmarts.
yeah,
A Walmart in an area like this that's near a Porsche dealership, that's just annoying. It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It's just overcrowded, and it just sucks.
mm-hmm.
You get out in the middle of nowhere where it's the only place.
Store. Like,
Dude, those Walmarts rule. I will go there. I will.
when I was single, I did all my grocery shopping at a Walmart. Like, cause they're like, you would go to U-Crops, which was the local like high end place, and like literally the same brands would be at Walmart for half price of what you were paying at U-Crops.
if I was the grocery shopper in my house, then I wouldn't do it. But my wife is, and she's like, no, I'm going to Walmart.
Yeah,
Like it's just, I just won't set foot in it.
yeah.
But she does that, like bring it out to the car.
I hate grocery shopping so much.
I like it when I'm shopping for me.
Yeah,
Like you can't.
Yes,
If I'm going to go make some coquito, I want to go buy all the
Yeah.
ingredients. Which still such a fail. Son of a bitch. But I'm looking at Costco, and they had, I'm not kidding, a 27-pound bucket of mac and cheese that has a 20-year shelf life.
No way.
Yes.
Like pre-made, like
No, so it's like it's got packets in it, and you like take out a certain amount of the macaroni. So it's almost like Kraft, but it's like some other shitty brand. So it's like your Kraft mac and cheese, but instead of it being powdered, it's the Kraft Deluxe. You know, it's like you just squeeze it out of the bag.
so like Velveeta.
It has 27-pound bucket with a 20-year shelf life with a bunch
You
of
have to
those
make
packets.
it all. Okay, so it's not one. It's not one serving or one like massive thing of noodles and one massive.
No, and that's
thing.
what I thought at first because I was like, holy shit, how does it last 20 years?
Yeah, because you're like, all right, yeah. When my church function needs to fucking feed 150
Yeah.
people, then yeah.
But I was thinking, if a Minecraft festival lasted 20 years, you'd never have to leave your house.
Yeah, there you go.
You got this, a serving a day.
What did you say? How much it cost?
$89.
Huh. I wonder if that's what that breaks down to. I would assume it's a hell of a deal.
I assume it's a great deal.
Yeah.
And I was reading all the reviews because I don't know how I come across this shit, dude. Like I said, I was very sick this week, so I don't have a lot of stories about my life. I have a lot of internet life.
Yeah.
I was living my best internet life this week.
Yeah. We didn't hang out once this week, so that does tell me you were sick. I didn't hear
sick as a dog.
Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Hey, let's hang out.
Thursday night, the wife insisted we go out to dinner, and I was like, all right, I'll drag out. And I like showered up.
Yeah.
And I went out and I ordered a beer. It's the worst beer I've ever had
Ooh,
in my life.
You know you're not feeling.
And it's not like if you're hungover and you have a beer and you're like, I can't do it. I hadn't drank in 5 days, and I was like, this is the worst beer I've ever had in my life. It was brutal.
That's not good.
No, it was awful.
You were obviously ill.
I feel pretty good today. That's why I was like, if you want to come over early, we can record early.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Figure I'll have a couple beers. But that 27-pound bucket, I kind of want to buy it on principle.
Yeah.
Like,
I
just
mean,
to
we
have
eat
it.
macaroni and cheese in our house, and I'm sure it might take a couple years, but I'm sure we go through it.
I guarantee you can. And you can gain more than 27 pounds eating that 27-pound
Oh, God,
bucket.
yes.
I just think that's
going to be
amazing.
a man room food challenge next year for football.
You know what? I should buy that bucket and just keep it in here for when people are hungry.
Yeah.
It's not a horrible
You just got to
idea.
heat the water up, right?
There's no water. Oh, you got to boil the noodles. Nah, fuck it. I'm sure there's a way around that. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you got the toaster oven over here. We can heat some water up.
We're set.
Yeah, we're golden.
I think we can make
Get a
this
hot
happen.
plate out here.
There it is. I could live out in the pallet house.
Yeah.
Lord knows there's enough beer here.
And I know Colby would like that.
We need to stop talking about him.
He's chilling. He's asleep on the couch right now, doing pretty well.
Dude, you know that huge sore on his face?
Yeah.
I'm finding blood everywhere.
Oh no.
It's like I don't know how much longer we've got. I'm like I usually make a lot of jokes. I'm starting to not make jokes.
He's still bouncing around. He met me out at the driveway and was running all around. The cold helps.
It does.
They like the
but
cold.
I'm a little concerned. His birthday's February 6th, Bob Marley's birthday. If he makes it to that, then that'll
And
be a
he will
miracle.
be 15,
14, I think.
14.
Yeah. It's not good. It, like literally blood spots. You can see where he just like goes, oh, I'm laying down.
Yeah.
And there's like it's
Open
gross.
sore.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. End on a high note.
He'll be fine.
So to everybody out there who did take the time to send us messages, just
Thank you.
Just know that you actually kept me alive this week because I was in internet hole as I slowly died. Now I'm feeling better, so thank you guys so much for sending those things in. I wish more people would send them in. We do see them, we do read them.
Yes.
Some of them are just really bad, so we don't.
Or
talk
some of them
about
are hard to talk like without the video or whatever. You can't really bring it up.
It makes it tough.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it's wasted on us. We do love seeing it. We love the interaction. If you get a chance, send in stuff to insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. We do love to hear from you. And if you haven't had a chance to head over to the Facebook page and give us a like, we would appreciate that as well.
And rate us, of course.
Yes, you can rate us on iTunes or wherever it is you get your podcast from. We would love to get those old 5-star ratings. It's always a good thing. Or you can always head over to at ITPH Podcast on Instagram or Twitter. Love to hear from you there. I'm sure Ely checks that. Not so
That's
much.
right.
Not so much myself. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be here next week. And just a reminder, if you drop ITPH in the coupon code over at Nectar Sunglasses, 30% off. That's a ridiculous amount. I know it's awfully cold right now, but spring will be here before you know it.
You still need shades.
That's the truth.
I'll grab them every day.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?